This morning, schools across the country are facing their biggest test yet, sending kids back into classrooms during a pandemic that's still surging in some. In Indiana, this mom is trying to pump the brakes on COVID-19.
They know to keep their distance, and we can't really touch our friends this year, and wash our hands.
But for every textbook example of masks and social distancing, parents and teachers alike are finding their safety alarm bells buzzing. Frankie Clark dropped off her youngest son, Messiah, for his first day in second grade.
Walking into the school, I didn't see a lot of mask wearing. And I think that should have been something that was mandatory and not optional.
An hour west in Central Florida, a veteran educator reports full classrooms and crammed hallways.
For some reason, they think school is a magical place and we don't need to be 6 feet apart.
The concerns, hardly specific to Florida. A school in Dallas, Georgia, shut down in-person classes for at least 2 days after 9 positive cases. Angie Frank's nephews were 2 of the students infected.
We saw they weren't socially distanced. They did not have masks on, and both boys sat in classes all day long.
The district superintendent writing that classrooms were thoroughly cleaned and disinfected as America grapples with a bigger problem. A new report finds in the last 4 weeks there's been a 90% jump in cases among children in the U.S., with 97,000 contracting COVID in the second half of July. President Trump pressed by NBC News correspondent Carol Lee on the new figures.
So do you still believe that children are essentially immune?
They don't get very sick, and according to the people that I've spoken to, they don't transport it or transfer it to other people, or certainly not very easily.
One epidemiologist at Emory University reporting very different findings in Georgia.
Those younger groups play a role in transmission more broadly, and I'm worried that we're going to see disease spread throughout the age range.
So, Sam, this worry, this debate, all of it coming as New York City set to reopen its school, its schools. A big question, though, seems to be whether teachers and students are actually going to show up. What do we know about that part of the story?
New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio has expressed confidence that will happen smoothly, Craig. He's citing a survey showing 74% of families are going to be doing this in-person hybrid model. The problem with that is that most of the families didn't select anything, and they were automatically enrolled in in-person. There's an option to switch back and forth throughout the course of the year, 4 times maximum, so it's possible, Craig. This could be very fluid in terms of the numbers over the year.
Officials met with national officials who are working closely to develop a vaccine. WJCL's Jackson Kurtz is live from Meriden with more on the partnership. Jackson.
Well, health officials here in Savannah met with the White House's task force, Operation Warp Speed, who's working with other health researchers to develop a vaccine for the virus by January 2021. Now, Operation Warp Speed is made up of organizations like the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, and other health organizations, and leaders in the U.S. Army who are here today meeting with the Meridian Health researchers. Now, U.S. Health and Human Services officials say
Oops, what's going on? Let's keep going. I want to know what's going on in Georgia, United States. Are we really ready, New York?
One of the task force's main goals is to develop a vaccine for the virus as fast as they can in the safest way possible and distribute it. That's partly why task force officials visited folks here at Meridian Clinical Research, who's in phase 3 of clinical trials for vaccine studies, and have begun looking for volunteers to participate in the trials.
They're going and inspecting the different sites and learning what everyone's doing and trying to be able to offer suggestions and from one site to another, and so we can all learn from each other's experiences.
Now, Meridian health officials told WJCL earlier this week that they're hoping the vaccine will create antibodies to fight off the virus and prevent anyone from ever being infected. And to be eligible for the vaccine trials at Meridian, you must be over 18 years old. In Savannah, Jackson Kurtz, WJCL 22 News.
Okay, I guess that's it. We already know that sending students to school is going to spike up the infection. And I would like to believe that the people who are responsible for sending us back to work and to school are already prepared for what is going to happen. I heard Governor Cuomo saying that